A hospital room. A man waits, holding on to fading time. A daughter, half a world away, wonders whether opening an old wound is worth one last chance. And somewhere between them lies a letter, silent, sealed, and already dividing nations. But here's the question. Can a single message heal a fracture 6 years deep? Or will it ignite a fire neither can contain? Family rifts rarely erupt in public view. Yet for Meghan Markle and her father, Thomas, the distance between them has become a global spectacle, one measured not just in miles, but in years of silence. In a hospital in the Philippines, Thomas recovers from a life-altering surgery that took his left leg. Friends stay close, journalists stay closer. And somewhere in that uneasy space, a letter appears, said to be Meghan's first direct message since 2018.
Developing today, Meghan Markle's growing row with the Daily Mail over a letter that she claims to has delivered to her father in hospital, even though a reporter for the Mail, a woman called Caroline Graham, who is also friends with Thomas Markle, has been by his bedside when his daughter has refused to travel to the Philippines. Now, you remember Thomas Markle has actually had his left leg amputated as a result of a terrible...
Reports claim the note was delivered through intermediaries, trusted hands, not Meghan's own. It arrives with the weight of estrangement, regret, and public scrutiny. But almost immediately, questions flood the airwaves. Was it genuine peace or strategic damage control? The public learns conflicting versions. Was the letter hand-delivered by diplomatic staff? Was it simply emailed to an account unused for years? And why, some ask, would a private gesture be announced so publicly, so quickly? A spokesperson for the Duchess pushes back, accusing a Daily Mail reporter of breaching ethical boundaries by remaining near Thomas's bedside, documenting every moment. Meghan, they say, struggled to reach him privately under such scrutiny. The statement ignites controversy. Critics see hypocrisy. Supporters see a woman finally reaching out. But beneath the noise lies a deeper tension. A father who once raised his daughter single-handedly and a daughter now wrestling with a past she can't rewrite.
Reported Meghan Markle has sent a written letter to her estranged dad Thomas after he had his leg amputated during life-saving surgery. The olive branch letter was delivered into Thomas's hands by reliable and trusted contacts, but the Duchess of Sussex, who has not spoken to her father since 2018, will not fly out to visit him in hospital herself. And then Tom Sykes of the Royalist Substack has a spokesperson quote from the Duchess that attacks directly the Daily Mail and its reporter Caroline Graham. They say, given that a Daily Mail reporter has remained at her father's bedside throughout, broadcasting each interaction and breaching clear ethical boundaries, it has been exceedingly difficult for the Duchess to contact her father privately, despite her efforts over the past several days. With the support of reliable and trusted contacts, her correspondence is now safely in his hands. But Tom Sykes...
Across interviews and commentary, the debate intensifies. Observers question motives. Others question timing. And many wonder whether either side truly understands the other anymore. Years earlier, before the divide, Meghan spoke publicly of her father with warmth, crediting him for championing her voice, her dreams, her courage. Footage from the era now plays like an echo of a life that feels impossibly distant.
To have a very close relationship with this man before she met Prince Harry. He raised her throughout her teenage years, and this is what she said on stage about him, having become a star of the TV show Suits.
We need more men like that. Just as we need more men like my father, who championed my 11-year-old self.
But time has its own gravity. And by 2021, Thomas was warning that the path Meghan and Harry were choosing would fracture relationships, isolate them, and fuel public backlash. His concerns, once dismissed, now resurface with haunting clarity. Then came his stroke, an event that robbed him of his voice. A man who once spoke freely could no longer fully defend himself, communicate with ease, or correct narratives. In that silence, speculation raged louder. As discussions unfold, psychologists weigh in. They note the complexity of family estrangement, the anger, the fear, the pride, the unspoken injury. Some argue Meghan may feel betrayed. Others say Thomas may feel abandoned. And in truth, both feelings can coexist. The emotional apex arrives when earlier footage of Thomas resurfaces, raw, candid, and unfiltered. He speaks of his concern for his daughter. He accuses her of dishonesty. He pleads for reconciliation. Yet he also reveals his own flaws: frustration, bitterness, and the pain of watching his daughter's life from the outside.
Did you know that Meghan had briefed Jason Knauf to include information in that book, despite denials from both her and Scobie that they were in cahoots together?
I was sure that she had a lot to do with that book, that it wasn't just Jason Scobie or Scobie. Actually, I prefer calling him Scobie. But
let's go with that.
I hope to God he's not writing the book for Harry. I'm worried that Harry is going to harm his family. You have to understand, the way I feel right now is that Harry and Meghan have harmed so many people, and so many. They've harmed the entire royal family. They've harmed my family. They've harmed Doria's family. They've harmed the English people. They've gone out of their way to harm people. It makes no sense. The other thing is like Oprah Winfrey. They made Oprah Winfrey look like a fool. They lied to her about 13 times.
Thomas, do you think there's anything sexist about the term Megxit?
No, I do not. And here again, you know, I defer to Harry's ignorance, and I mean, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he was dropped on his head.
Social commentators note the irony. Both father and daughter have spoken publicly about each other. Both have made mistakes, and both have allowed the world into spaces that were once private. Voices on the panel reflect an uncomfortable truth. No one in this story is entirely innocent, nor entirely guilty. Meghan's advocacy for family values in public contrasts sharply with her private estrangement. Thomas's media appearances, though heartfelt, sometimes deepen the wound. But hovering above everything is a simple, devastating reality. Time is running out. Thomas's health has deteriorated. His wish is heartbreakingly modest: one last meeting, one chance to see his grandchildren, one moment of peace.
Look, it is a messy situation, but I think Thomas Markle is a good man. That's my fundamental here. He is a good man because I think back to what he did for Meghan as a child, the way that she praised him so wholesomely when she was in her pre-Harry existence. You know, he paid for everything. He took her to everything. He put her through university. He was a solo dad when Doria Raglan wasn't there for her teenage years. I think, and I've got to know him a little bit. I've got to know the family a little bit, the Markle family a little bit. And some people find them a bit brash, but I love that. I love that about them. I think Meghan probably found them a little bit too brash. But actually, to me, fundamentally, he's a good man. He's just lost his leg. He has one final wish in life, which is to reconcile with his daughter. And
even critics concede. If Meghan is finally reaching out, even imperfectly, that gesture matters. And if Thomas wishes to reconcile, even after years of bitterness, that wish matters too. Family fractures don't heal easily. They don't follow scripts, and they rarely play out cleanly. They are messy, human, and filled with contradictions. Love tangled with resentment, hope intertwined with fear. But sometimes all it takes is one act, small, imperfect, late, to change the course of what remains. In the quiet space between a daughter's hesitation and a father's fading strength, a door has cracked open. Whether it becomes a bridge or closes forever may define the last chapter of their story. Because in the end, reconciliation isn't about the past we can't change. It's about the future we're brave enough to reach for.